Hey, how's it going, everybody? I'm back. Yeah. Whew. I don't know. I don't know if y'all saw the video from the VOD of like the three minute thing I did last week. Just to let you guys know what was up. I planned on streaming last week. I'd planned on having a nice Thanksgiving stream with everybody. Unfortunately, life said no. That's not gonna happen. I had to travel back to my hometown pretty much the day after my last full stream. My dad passed away. So last Thursday night was Thanksgiving, but also we were preparing for a memorial service. So yeah, it's been a surreal couple of weeks, I can tell you that much. We just got back here in Florida tonight, so I might not be the most organized that I have ever been. Also, you may notice my backdrop looks a little bit different tonight, as I didn't have a chance to check out my my colored background light and get that set up. But I'm here. I'm excited to draw. It's been about 2 weeks since I've drawn, so I am ready to be back. Yeah, I'm excited to be back. To be back here. Definitely. Still processing things, but looking forward to some drawing. Looking forward to seeing everybody here on stream tonight. By the way, that was a lot if you've never been here before. My name's Geoff, and this is WagWorksGA, the channel. You can call me Geoff, you can call me Wags. What you're gonna see here is art. I like to work a lot with my wife Ashley. We do kids comics. We're working on a couple of graphic novel projects that we're trying to get represented and published. That are for like the middle grade. That's like ages 9 through 12 age range. And then we also do some shorter form comics with a group of other talented comics creators, friends of ours, called Core Toons, and they have like a little bit of educational stuff in them. So we'll be working on one of those tonight. And then you're also going to see a lot of video game fan art here because I like video games and it's fun to draw. So yeah, that's the deal. I'm gonna change my background. I guess National Epilepsy Awareness Month is over, unfortunately. Hold on a second. You can tell I've got everything really well put together tonight. There we go. Okay. All right. You know what? It's December, so I can go straight to Christmas background. Oh my goodness. Wow. Yeah. So what we usually do at this point in the stream is a warm-up, and I'm gonna do that in just a second. I'm gonna get my gotta get a couple things started up here. Yeah, it was being as that we just got in this evening, had kiddos to get to bed and all that. It was a bit of a challenge to get set up for stream on time. But I'm here, so thanks for waiting for me. I haven't booted up Clip Studio Paint in 2 weeks. That is really weird to me. Okay. Just getting my chat window up over here. Remembering where everything is. Okay. At least I got that going. Okie dokie. Okay. I'll tell you what, after about 1,400 miles of travel to get back home, it is good to be back a bit. I'll tell you that much. Okay. So I can now hop on over to, oh, you know what I can do? Turn on my Christmas background here. Oh, interesting. All right. Never mind. I will have to do some setup on that another time, but we're gonna hop over to Clip Studio. All right, let's draw. Okay. Yep. So I warm up with these guys. This is the trick. I pick a few ones that I feel like would be fun to draw for the night, and from there, I randomly pick one here on stream, and that's our warm up Pokemon. So it's gonna just shuffling a little bit here, and we got. Oh, we have Fluttermane, and then I realized that that was actually the one that I drew last week, and I discarded Screamtail, I think, but that was not the one. All right, back to the drawing board. Here we go. All right, we're gonna go with Flygon. All right, that's a good one to go with tonight. All right, so I'm gonna pull up a reference real quick. That's always handy to have. Wait, I didn't already do Flygon, did I? It's getting to the point where now, after like, I don't know, what, a year and almost a half, it's harder to keep track of which ones I've done for warm-ups. But we'll drop on the reference on in here, clear out the black background. Label my layer names, which you can't see, but is still very important to do. That's too big. That's too big. Okay. So there's that. And we usually start with a 5-minute timer. That's how we do our warm-up. And really the goal is not to do any kind of finish level on this piece. We're really just sketching, loosening up the arm, the wrist, getting the brain thinking about moving shapes around in a 3D space, and just kind of getting into art mode in general, and getting ready for what we're going to start with tonight. Before I do that, this light is bugging me, and I'm gonna fix it. All right, we'll try that. I think that's a little bit better, perhaps a little better. Okay. Having to make on-the-fly adjustments tonight, but you know what? That's how it goes sometimes. You just gotta roll with it. Okay, so here's the deal. Warm up 5 minutes. You are welcome and encouraged to draw along with, because art is fun. You don't have to draw the Pokemon. You don't have to draw any Pokemon. You can draw whatever you want. But the idea is just to loosen up and have fun with it. So that being said, 5-minute timer starts now. Okie dokie. So one of the things that I always say with this is I usually work in the typical, fairly typical, especially for comics, process of doing thumbnails or rough sketch, pencils, which is like a bit much cleaner sketch, then going to final lines, also called inks, and then starting to do colors and shading, and of course lettering, and all of that would also come in shortly after. Most of those are not going to get done here, just because 5 minutes is not actually that long when you're kind of thinking about posing and all that stuff. To that end, though, I do try to make things a little bit easier on myself, even when I draw on the wrong layer. And the way that I do that is by giving myself a little bit of a constraint, which is, in this case, is that I like to draw the Pokemon sleeping. Why? One, it's cute. Two, because I don't spend, if I kind of have made that decision in advance and have a theme that I'm going with, I'm not spending a huge chunk of my time trying to figure out what I want the Pokemon to be doing. I'm spending most of my time drawing and like thinking about how I can add some personality to that, or like what really fits this Pokemon for like a sleeping type pose, and that lets me try to get a little more of the personality out. Yeah, so that's kind of it's a handy thing to do. I feel like I am not the first person to think of using creative constraints to actually spur further creativity. I got the idea from a seminar that comic artist and I guess scholar Frank, you think about what, so wait, in this case, what did I do? Matt Madden is the guy that I'm talking about, by the way. He's the one who actually, he does whole workshops on using constraints to spur creativity. I don't even know what I did. Well, it could be any other things. Listen, it's been a rough 2 weeks. Not gonna. I can't go. Are you just like typing a transcript of one of your conversations with Lily? I'll probably make it like do like a little tropical leaf or frond over the top. Maybe even make like a little rain kind of coming down and dripping off the edge, but not on the Pokemon's head. Does this have anything to do with last week? Because if you've seen the VOD, you know why that happened. Yeah, so I put the VOD up of last week. I'll let you watch it. I won't spoil it. I'm watching. Also, good to see you, Frank. He probably can't hear me right now. Literally just told me he was watching the thing. Okay, pretty happy with this sketch, so I might at this point go on to thumbnail, pencils rather. Okay, that is the timer. So not very far into pencils, but it's a start. And if you haven't been here before, you know, the things that I'm really looking for here are not necessarily a lot of polish or shine. I'm really looking for, did I get an expressive and interesting pose for the Pokemon? Did I, like, how do I feel about my composition? Is this something that if I wanted to come back and finish the piece, you know, next week or a few months later or a year later, like, do I feel like I have given it enough of a start where I feel like this is a good starting place to pick up from, and I've made it clear enough that I can pick up like my kind of visual train of thought later? And I would say, yeah, pretty happy with this one. Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and save it. I think I did Flygon. I think I did Flygon for one of my Pokemon card game illustration pencils ideas, but I didn't actually come in and do... Yeah, okay. Okay, good deal. All right, so what I'm gonna go ahead and do is then hop on over to the main piece I'll be working on tonight, picking up this Core Toons comic that I started back, the week before Thanksgiving. I thumbnailed it and it got pencils done, so I feel pretty good about generally the shapes here, and really I'm just gonna be inking and coloring it tonight. We'll see how far I get. I should at least be able to get inks done. There's not a crazy amount. Why did you just let me yell at you just now? It's fine. You didn't know. It's cool. It's cool. That's why I was just saying, if you watch the VOD, you'll understand. And I would be happy to explain it too. But, also kind of that's just how we banter. So I didn't take it as really yelling so much as an enthusiastic greeting. At least that's my interpretation of it all. All right, so I'm ready to start on inks here. Okay, do I have anti-aliasing on? I do. Turn that off just for consistency. What brush size do I even use these days? I think I'll start with 12. Check that out. Okay. And I know I said before, but like I really like to get my pencils stage pretty tight so that it's really easy to come in and do the lines later. For me, that really helps. I can be paying attention more to my pen pressure to get the right line quality that I'm looking for, instead of trying to do that while I'm figuring out my shapes. No, well, thanks. I appreciate it, Frank. Yeah, it was unexpected loss. Well, at least not this soon. Oh man, now I'm trying to figure out. Okay, I think I'm gonna line this and color it in a foreground, midground, background again to make it a little easier to animate if I want to do that later. So, because I didn't take a lot, I don't think it was a significant increase in time when I did that for the other comic recently, and you know what? It's fun to do it that way. What is this song? Less familiar with this one. Interesting. Okay. Alright, and you know what? I'm hearing just a little bit of thumping upstairs, so I'm gonna take a second and go on, be right back, so I can just make sure pop in real quick on the kids, make sure everybody is sleeping and okay. And Frank, I will be happy to continue hearing what you have to say in just a second. Sorry. All right, I'll be right back. Just gonna check on kiddos. All right, give me a minute. Okay, everybody's good. We do live in a townhome neighborhood, so it could actually have been noises from next door, but everyone is okay, so that's good. It would have been one heck of a pillow fight if that was it. So many epilepsy charities on Twitch, but no National Epilepsy Awareness Month. Well, I mean, so NAEM or NEAM is just the month, but then like I think it's largely the Epilepsy Foundation that runs that one. I should have checked and seen about doing like a charity event, but yeah. Oh, well, yeah. Tell her thanks. I thought I saw she was going live, just a little bit earlier this evening. Yeah, sorry, I am just staring off into the midground. What kind of coffee today? It's like, I don't, Nescafe, like instant, like we hadn't made any coffee. We just got home tonight. Like we got in, I don't know, 6 o'clock or so, something like that. So it's just instant coffee. It's not fancy. It's just what I could whip up. Nay, National Epilepsy Awareness Year. Man, why not, right? And it's funny because like November is National Epilepsy Awareness Month, but then there's actually a lot of events that happen around March, like or at least around us. There's Purple Day at Disney. There's I think there's an epilepsy walk, one of them around here. Oh, that's so cool. I didn't know she was doing a charity stream. Gosh, that's awesome. Maybe we can, if she's still going, maybe we could raid Rye. It was a whirlwind trip. It was 1,400 miles each way. But it was, you know, I wanted to do it, and I'm glad that we were up there. Wisconsin. I went to Wisconsin from Florida. Yeah. I was glad to be back, and it was really like I was glad to be there for my mom, and I got to see Dad before he passed. He held on in the hospital much longer than they had been anticipating, and it kind of seemed like maybe he was waiting for me. And I got there, and I got to be there for a few hours, and yeah, I got to say goodbye, and that was really, really fortunate. And be there for the memorial, and we drove. It's 4 of us, so doing the plane ticket thing is quite a bit, and with some of the travel challenges of being on a special diet for epilepsy and lots of medication, sometimes it's just easier actually to do the long drive. Yeah. Anyway, I was not happy for the cause, but glad to be there. And as sometimes stressful as travel can be, I will also say getting back here and doing some art is really nice. Like I say like every time, this is my happy place, and it really, really is. So it's nice to get back here tonight, even if it was like a little bit of a crunch to kind of get everything together. This is nice too. It is therapeutic. I haven't drawn for 2 weeks, and it probably shows a little bit in how clunkily I'm doing everything right now. But at the same time, feels good. Feels good to be back. Like 12 hours, right? Oh no, it's like 20 plus hours. Just drive time. Like 12 hours. I mean, it might actually be double that. It might actually be like 24 hours of driving. Central Florida to like central Wisconsin. Like it took us part of 3 days, like 2 full days, and then a good chunk of a 3rd day getting there. I'm gonna go ahead and put foreground in here just in case my layers get jumbled up. You can't see any of the layer work I'm doing. I forget that every time, but you guys can see chat, so that's a good trade-off. Ooh, what's the Lemony Snicket quote? I don't know that I'm familiar with that. If you've ever lost someone very important to you, then you already know how it feels. If you haven't, you cannot possibly imagine it. That's a really good quote. So I didn't get a chance to read any of the books yet. I know they've been out forever, so that's not really a... Oh, it's just not time. No, I haven't read any of the books. I saw like the movie that came out like however many years ago. But I know there's also like a Netflix series, is that right? Alright, I'm gonna start actually drawing lines on here, believe it or not. Alright, good start. Better. There we go. Okay. There we go. You're the one who can't imagine it. I mean, hey, that's a good position to be in, right? Like, that is fortunate. I hope it is. I hope it is a very long time before you have to experience it. It's yeah, I don't know. It's still surreal, right? Like, I find myself kind of ping-ponging between extremes of emotion, and I can totally feel, like, I totally get why they, you know, stages of grief, like some of them at least. Maybe I haven't progressed super far, but like the denial I totally get, because there's all this time where you're talking to people and like you're seeing like the obituary in the newspaper and the one that you wrote with your mom, and you're, you know, people are you know, you're at the memorial and people are expressing their condolences and telling stories, and like, you know, you were there, you saw this person pass, but you still feel like you're gonna get in trouble, like this is not actually true, like this person is gonna just like walk in during the whole thing and be like, wait a minute, I'm still here, and then everyone's like, wait a minute, you're a liar, and then this is a crazy scenario, but like that's like what it feels like sometimes. Like you don't you watched The Christmas Story today and you were in the room while it was playing. Sorry, yeah, it's just like it's the weirdest feeling. Like, you know for a fact this happened, but your brain is like trying to tell you, no, this isn't true. You're gonna get in trouble. This isn't real. Like, this is, yeah, it's very weird. It's very weird. So you mentioned A Christmas Story, Frank. So have you seen any of it? Like, I was assuming that you knew it because I feel like we've talked about it, right? I haven't yet watched it this year, although we did watch a whole lot of our Christmas DVDs in the car on the way up and down. So a lot of our, you know, seasonal annual touchstones we've gotten. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like the denial part is exactly that. Like, you can logic it, but you still have this hope that this thing didn't actually happen. It's really strange. Okay, so actually, I think I'll keep the window frame in the foreground. I'm about to trigger sticky keys, Frank. Look out. Okay, this one does go through. So then I'll erase. Oh, I don't want to make it that thick because it's a little bit. Still waiting for the green screen. Yeah. Oh man, that'll be fun when I get to it. Obviously that wasn't gonna be tonight. Maybe that'll be a fun, like, I don't know, New Year's thing? Like, I don't know. When is New Year's? What day of the week is it? Am I potentially streaming? So I'd be streaming on January 2nd. Maybe. What did we watch? Well, like the big one, like the kids in just the last couple of years have discovered Elf. So like that is, watched that like 4 times in the car, maybe 5. It was quite a few. Yep, Polar Express. We saw that one. That was not in the car. That was actually and another at my in-laws' house, which we stayed at on the way back for a night. It was on. But that is another annual one. The one that we didn't watch yet is the original Grinch, which was always a big one for me. Yeah, and then we didn't see the like show movie like cartoon, but we saw like a theater performance of It's Christmas, Charlie Brown. That was like, we did that actually the day before we left, before everything happened and we realized that we had to go. We had gone to like, yeah, the Orlando Family Theater production of It's Christmas, Charlie Brown. That was really good. I was like, how are they going to turn this into a musical? But they did such a good job. You hate the original Grinch, but love the Jim Carrey Grinch. And I listened to High Republic on the road. Right? I did not listen to High Republic on the road. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna say I wasn't, didn't have my full headspace available to me to think in advance. Nope, that's not it. I want this line. I'm trying to avoid the sticky keys triggering it, but it's gonna happen at some point. So where does the newer like CG animated Grinch fall for you then? If you aren't a fan of the animated original, but you like the Jim Carrey. If it makes you feel better about your lack of audiobooking, just know I got killed. No self-advertisement, please. Streamer violates streamer's own rules and advertises self on own stream. The gall, am I right? You call her senile on things. Oh no, what brought about this turn of events? She just turned 30. So is she like sensitive about turning 30? Because I'll tell you what, when I turned 30, I was psyched about it. I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna be one of those people who gets worried about turning 30. It's no big deal. I'm excited. Like I did, even like I cut out a big cardboard 3 and 0 and took pictures holding up. I'm like, yeah, look at me go. I didn't feel the same way or do the same thing a decade later. You talk trash to each other all the time. Fair, I get the feeling that's oftentimes part of the siblings package. Okay, so mid-ground lines, bringing down the brush size. Gonna go ahead and get Corey in here. And might need to bring that down a little bit. Like hardcore bullying. You're good now. Oh, her and your dad bullied you like crazy when you're growing up. Okay. I will say, I always got the sense that maybe having a sibling would have helped me develop a thicker skin. Although ultimately I've made my peace with being an only child at this point. I'm pretty fine with it, honestly. Shoot the jump shot. Yeah, hand me out like that. Her punishment, you make sure to tell everyone you know about the mean things she did. As this is where the... So it was kind of a compound thing, wouldn't you say? Like, it wasn't just about the senile, it was also about the telling the mean things and not letting her sweep it under the rug. Oh, so wait, this is a week after Thanksgiving? No, that's not what I meant to do. What happened? Oh, no, that's fine. Okay. It's all good. I will say, the doubling down may not be doing you any favors there. Well, I hope that it's all in good sport and that everybody is, like, you know, everyone's good. She gets it. Okay. Yeah. You know, I hope so. I'd see, you know, I don't know your family dynamics. My only concern would be if it's like, okay, someone has communicated that you kind of, you know, crossed a boundary, you know. But again, you know your family better than I do. That's an obvious statement. I mean, I'm jealous of your thick skin. It's a very helpful trait to have. You gotta be like my brother and not care about people's opinion. And then she called you over and insulted you. Well played, sir. Well played. I might add motion lines on a different layer? Maybe, yeah. Yeah, I think so. That'll disappear behind the foreground window. Then I'll go ahead and bump this up because this leaf is going to be a little bit closer. No, but I'm so excited to catch it. Yeah, we haven't had a chance to watch really anything in the last couple of weeks. But yeah, I'm excited to check it out. Right, because all the Star Wars shows, they start out with, they drop 2 episodes, right? To start with, if I'm not mistaken. That's really nice. I still can't believe that they're not going to keep up with the Acolyte. That was so... I thought it was really interesting what they were doing there. Oh, man. Wrong layer. It's pretty easy to fix. So motion lines layer there. Then this will come in. That. How's Ashley? She's doing okay. I think, you know, a loss the whole family feels, but I know she's also been working really hard to help me and, you know, help with the kids and stuff. While Mom and I had to do a lot of decision making. Dr. and Mrs. Professor Ashley. Yeah, I think, you know, it's she's okay. She's okay. I think we're all pretty wiped out. In our family, Ashley is our driver when we go places, so she pulled the mileage, so she especially, I think, feels that a bit. I get road rage. What's the opposite of road rage? Getting like way too mellow about stuff. No, but what I don't get is motion sickness in the passenger seat. So that is a good reason for me to be the passenger and not Ashley. Erase the motion line. It'll magically disappear when I fill in colors in the layers. It's fine. It's fine. You know what's great is when you grow up in Wisconsin, you definitely don't notice Wisconsin accents as much until you come back. Calling the art police. My dreaded nemesis, the art police. I have so many tickets and fines and perhaps warrants out for my arrest by the art police. See, look, if I just turn off the midground and the foreground, look, everything's great. Everything is great. Just great. Just great. And by house, you mean... Would you accept a shack? Perhaps a hut? Not like Jabba. It's pretty good. I will erase this line though. See, I listen. Gladly accept a hut or a shack. Although, you know, I think the challenge isn't always necessarily the hut or shack, but rather buying and owning the land on which to put it. I just need a really tiny eraser. It feels really good to draw again, I gotta say. Alright, come on. You can, nope. Come on guys, you can, nope. You know, it probably is like there's just a control point here that's not, yeah, you don't quite intersect. There we go. Almost. Just let me live in the garage. Despite our greatest efforts to reduce as much as we could, our garage is currently a little full. Also, it's Florida and it's not air conditioned, and that might not actually be a humane space to put another human in all honesty. What was I doing again? I forget. You know, I'm just gonna draw the line over again. It's not even. Oopsie daisy. You'll survive. You're sorted for. That's a very kind offer. And also, a really great loosey-goosey comic. You scam people to write 2 loosey-gooseys for you. I mean, I kind of get the impression that by scam you mean asked and they willingly said yes. And that's cool. I like it. Alright, maybe I will just go ahead and use the line tool for these sidewalks because, you know, you can't hand draw everything. Alright, I like that one a lot. That's fun. Also, this is one of the most fun covers of one of the Captain songs from Animal Crossing that I've heard yet, and I love it. Oh no. Oh, I like that one. Yeah. I feel that. I feel that. It was her bad dream that night? Oh, oh no. So she dreamt about like adopting a cat and bonding with it, and it was the wrong one? Oh, oh my gosh. Now, my question is, like, we've all had those types of dreams, but either something like really good happens and then you wake up and realize it didn't actually happen and then you're bummed, or something like sad happens and you wake up and realize the sad thing didn't happen and then you're happy. So which one would that be? You like the ones where something good happens and it just puts you in a good mood? That's true. That's a good way to look at it. Okay. So I think we've got all the lines done for this panel. Good deal. Alright, say goodnight to Ashley, chat. Alright, I think we're ready for panel 2. Good Ashley Knight. Should be the other way, right? Okay, there's that. All right. Draw a pig right now. That is the best I can do for you on demand. What just happened? Oh, interesting. You're counting the so what is the point of the exercise? It was a test. Okay. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, wow. Challenge me, put me in a high stress situation. So maybe I should just put Chloe in the midground here, and then the house and everything else can be background. For animating, that would probably make the most sense. I think. Possibly. Legally. Oh, give Corey? You weren't talking about the pig, right? Because the pig's gone. Something like that? Then just like detail it really. No, I'm not gonna. I'm just kidding about all the extra detail. Yeah, Corey. Okay. Oh, I did put that in the wrong layer, but I can very easily fix that. There we go. Nice. You know, honestly, I did have a small amount of anxiety of just like, oh my gosh, am I gonna sit down to draw tonight and suddenly like just have forgotten how to? It's like, because I definitely had some pieces lately that I've been really happy with how they've been coming out. Even just like little sketchbook type sketches where I'm like, oh, that's pretty good. All right. I feel like I'm improving. And then I was afraid that I would come in and it would just be like, nope, you didn't draw for 2 weeks. It's all gone. Poof. Start over. Isn't it amazing how we can convince ourselves that like we can just forget everything? Anxiety doesn't exist. Just say no. Have you not seen the recent Disney movie, Inside Out 2? Anxiety is a very real little orange person that lives inside your head and hijacks your imagination to hurt you. Your sister gets mad. She'll vent to you like crazy. You just say, don't do that. I mean, like, it's a fine line, isn't it? Because there's definitely a lot of situations where that is exactly what you need to hear. And by you, I mean, like, I. Like, any of us. Like, there's definitely, like, the situations where it's like, we just need to hear, like, knock it off. What are you doing? No. Not that any of us have, like, push-button emotions, but it kind of can jar you into thinking about it differently. Where you're like, oh, you mean I'm doing this to myself? What? Tell you what, if you ever want to learn how powerful the human mind is, like, do long distance running. I can give this house a little more personality. I know I penciled out all these nice straight lines, which will serve as nice guides for me while I draw imperfect human style lines. Oh, Frank, I was going to ask, was there a certain number of strokes that is like the bar for what you should be under for something like that? Was there a right answer to that? Why is she as tall as the door? They live in a hobbit house. Yeah. There's a lot of backstory we don't get into. Her parents are like really big Tolkien fans and have constructed their entire house into Hobbit dimensions. It's really impractical, but they love it. Her dad just dresses as Gandalf all the time. Yeah. I can't tell if I love or hate this backstory I'm making up right now. Wait, what's the new Lord of the Rings in a week? Is it the Rings of Power series that was on Amazon? Oh, no, it's the movie, the animated movie. Yeah, I saw posters for that. I mean, anime style Lord of the Rings sounds great. Actually, one of the first anime series I ever got into was Record of the Lodoss War, which is like very clearly Tolkien inspired, and it was super good. I loved it. Oh, hey, Dadix. Sorry, yes, I'm having a good stream. Thanks for coming on in. How are you doing tonight? Which news would that be? There's a lot of news happening these days. Nice. What are you sketching? So wait, what does that mean, Frank? With people saying their sympathy isn't in network? Oh, cool, yeah. Love to check it out. Because of that insurance CEO. Yeah, maybe I feel like I've missed something in the news then. But somehow it all sounds about right for where we're at these days. United Healthcare CEO. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. So, industry leader in making friends. Good, good, good. Okay, that's all pretty good. Oh. Okay, I see where this is going. All right. I think that reads a little bit clearer, making those lines a little thinner. Oh, that's cool, Dadix. I like that a lot. Let's see. Do you mind if I share? Okay, cool. Yeah, let me just do that real quick. Just a moment when OBS decides to stop being stubborn. All right. So for everybody, this is the sketch that Dadix was working on. Yeah, I really like the posing on this, by the way, and the perspective is really cool. Yeah, Thanksgiving. It was not the Thanksgiving that I thought it was gonna be. That's for sure. Yeah, so I was. My dad passed away early Thanksgiving week. So last Thursday we were preparing for the memorial service. But it was still a nice Thanksgiving. You know, me and the family were up with my mom, and I think it was a different kind of Thanksgiving, but it was nice being all together. So there was still good in it, even if it was very different, you know? But yeah. Sorry, that's not a very uplifting answer. How was your Thanksgiving? But yeah, this is super cool. Is this a specific like original character, or is this a character from an anime or game? I'm not super up on the more recent animes. Oh, Dadix, it's okay, no big deal. How would you have known? It's okay. Well, you didn't actually say that, Frank. You just said you're bad. You know what you did, but you didn't actually like outrightly accuse me of anything. It was fine. So my take on it all is, how can you, like, you don't, for someone who, like, who wouldn't understandably know, or, you know, reasonably know, you can't just, like, get agitated at them for something like that. It's okay. Just asking, which is in general a nice thing. So it's all good. Yeah, and also just because mine was different doesn't mean that I don't want other people to have had a nice Thanksgiving. Sorry, that kind of like kills the mood of the chat. Sorry about that. Okay, yeah, I can kind of see the connection with Leon Kennedy. Yeah. But I like this character a lot. Like, yeah, 5 killers. Oh, goodness. Wait, let me hop over to that window. But yeah, I can't wait to see how this one continues, Dadix. I really like what you did with it. I'm gonna hop back on over to keep on inking. I'm not my fastest tonight, but I'm getting there. I'm like 65 now, right? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I have not lived for half a century yet. I am still a ways off. Daisy, that was amazing timing. Just like a ninja hopping in. That was incredible. I don't really know Social Security. See, you guys go at it like siblings. Totally. Alright, what is it? Nope, that's not the right. Okay. So I think I want to knock it down to about a 5. Oh yeah, metallic textures are tricky. I kind of have a generic thing that I do for them, but I know I have a lot of room for improvement myself. There we go. There we go. I know I'm not trying to get these exact, but I'd like it to be at least a little bit in line. Like what I always think when I have something that I want to improve is like, oh, you know what would be really great is I can just do a study and take some time and really mess with it. And like then I realize like, oh, I don't really have a lot of time to do different art studies as much as I'd like to. Every now and then though. And like there's some nights that like I just sit down to draw and like my brain is completely exhausted and I can't do anything complicated, or I don't feel like I'm gonna make good progress on any of my existing pieces. So then I'll just like open up a sketchbook page and mess about with something, and usually those are good learning experiences. When do you think Daisy sleeps so I can stream and make her lose her watch streak? Daisy, wow, that escalated so quickly. so quickly. Oh man, that's incredible. This is the Geoff stream. We have to be rated G. I mean, wasn't there like a Disney short from like the 1930s or whatever that, like the dancing skeletons where they use their bones as xylophone? I'm sure it's fine. See, Frank, the trick is to do like a subathon or a streamathon, and then, you know, try to outlast so that when she goes off, then you can like restart stream and then sign off quickly. I know nothing about actually, you know, breaking people's streaks because I'm not there yet. Okay, so I think this one will be its own inset in here. Actually, I'll have that come straight through. That's pretty good. I'd give the bones back. Does that make it better? Wait, how is it still in beta? I thought that watch streak has been out for a while. Although I guess I haven't seen it on every stream. But I always thought that maybe just some streams didn't enable it. But you do have to at least be an affiliate, right? Interesting. Oh, I was gonna mention, by the way, I'm doing a thing tomorrow. I didn't even look up the info for it, like where they were hosting it. Hold on, I should probably do that. Hold on a second. Yeah, so Superhero Project, which I believe I mentioned previously. They're doing a live stream thing as a fundraiser. And I'm gonna be joining with some of the artists on there. Okay, yeah, so it's tomorrow night. I hadn't even looked where it was going to be. It's going to be on Facebook Live for the Superhero Project, or the Superhero Kid. And it's going to be a live draw with some of the artists that have done the power posters over the last, if you've done one ever, I think you are eligible to join in. You got your birds last month? So wait, are these the chickens that Frank keeps on talking about, or are these different birds? It's an old person thing. No, I think it's just, yeah, they reach a little bit more people with Facebook Live. I know they do a lot of their live draws there, but we'll be playing games and drawing requests live as we help raise awareness for the Superhero Project's Mighty Match campaign. Friday, December 6th, 6 to 9 p.m. Eastern Time. So if you're not familiar with the Superhero Project, it's a really great organization. They are a nonprofit, and they do power posters for kids, and I think just any individual with kind of a chronic illness or disability. So they conduct interviews with them, and the people basically design superhero, right, based on themselves, and then an artist will be assigned the project, and they'll bring the poster to life, draw the character, and then Superhero Project prints it and delivers it to the individual. There's a really good, they actually had like a documentary made about it, and it's on their YouTube channel if you kind of want to see how it all works. But it's a super cool group, and actually, like, I think everybody here is an artist, so if you are, consider signing up. It's great. It's great. It's funny, I signed up and then was like, okay, I've got a few weeks to get the details down, and then like, get back and like, oh, it's tomorrow. I should probably figure out what it is actually that I'm doing. It's parakeets, okay. Sunny and dewy. Aw. Really early Christmas present. So you're enjoying your birds? I actually grew up with a pet bird, a peach-faced lovebird. It like had escaped from our local zoo, and we found it injured and nursed it back to health. It was a cool pet. Her name was Cupid, and she was also very mean. But for some reason, we would still let her fly around the house, and she would like land on my dad's shoulder and bite his ear. Oh, well, I was saying sign up in general for doing a poster for Superhero Project, not for the live stream. Yeah, that one's probably, that ship has maybe sailed a little bit. Oh, thanks for stopping by, Daddix. Have a good night. And thanks for sharing your art. It's looking really, really good. Can't wait to see how it comes out. Oh, that's so sweet. Draw a mouse now. Okay. That might have been more strokes. I think I got a little lost in what I was trying to do there. Oh, okay. It was less. I wasn't counting. I could have been and probably should have been, but I wasn't. Nice. 9 strokes is nice when you're drawing mice. I was thinking it would be fun sometime to do like a speed draw challenge for myself on stream, like to really push myself to finish some stuff faster. Thanks. That's lame. Wouldn't you have a heart attack if you move faster? Well, no, it'd be fun. Competitive drawing. 2 comic and artists enter, 1 leaves. Well, I don't know about the one being completely eliminated, but it would be fun to do a competitive drawing. I know we talked about doing some kind of stream together thing, Frank, and I'm totally game for it at some point. Just need to figure out when. The artist has to fight the other artist to the online. That may be a little high stakes for right now for me, but it is fun to draw together, and it's fun to kind of challenge each other. That's good times. Geoff's innocent stream will be tainted by my people. And stream was never the same again. Oh, the martial law thing I heard about briefly. Excuse me. That was unexpected. I had not heard about the asteroid. Yeah, again, I've been a little bit disconnected this week. Partially just from being on the road for 3 days. You know? It was funny. We actually traveled through Indianapolis a couple of times on the way. And that was actually where I had initially gotten my inspiration to possibly be a TV weather person. Just from like the local morning show weather guy there. I was like, oh, that looks really fun. I could do that. Imagine being in South Korea, going to bed and waking up to find out martial law was declared then undeclared. Yeah, it feels like one of those things where even though you're like, so I guess everything's just the same now, it's unsettling news. It just kind of feels like things are just sort of wild in the world right now. I don't wish to get into political discussion in this channel. Things are just kind of wild. I think that's what we'll just go with. Yeah. I'll drop that brush size down a little bit. Tell you about Gesundheit. Well, that's our... oh my gosh. I didn't even share the news. We actually got two submissions out, 2 queries out over the last couple of weeks. We had been working to get our pitch packet together on the story. That's our Gesundheit is our approximately 224. Is that? Am I making that number up? 224 page middle grade graphic novel dealing with grief. Which, wow, now that feels really appropriate. It's a magical realism is kind of the genre. You better be in the special thanks section. For what would you like to be thanked? I mean, I hadn't even thought about yet what would go in an acknowledgement section in the back matter of the book. Don't put him in the special thanks section. He doesn't draw a duck. What if I draw a duck right? More strokes, but that won't beat 9, but you're deleting all the credit. I very intentionally drew her to be pointing at the duck in this moment. Oh, I just draw, so I didn't even think about counting, because that's where 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, it was 9 strokes again. I thought it was gonna be more. Okay, so yeah. You're welcome. Thank you. It is fun to kind of have the challenges and, you know. Try to improve. So I do appreciate it. Plus, you know, again, like this is like art studio, almost therapy time for me. Like it's very relaxing to be here and just chat with y'all while I'm drawing, and I do very much appreciate that. I mean, the first step before I start thinking about acknowledgements and all of that is just we have to get the book published first. We have to get represented, and then we have to, you know, sell the book to an editor at a publishing house. So I'm so oh, you guys. I would not be surprised if you guys were siblings. That is... You actually want the book to be dedicated to you. Tall order. To Frank, my mentor, my hero. What if I just dedicate it to Goose? How would that go? Would that be okay? That would be better. Actually, what I could do here is maybe make the tree be a little bit more wind blown. I think I drew it with only 2 branches in the panel above, so something like that. That makes the wind look like it's coming from the other direction. Clear these guys out. Plus I have a separate layer for motion lines. Oh, the panel 2 house is a different house. That's why. Because the camera switches. So panel 1 and 3 are the same view, like looking out. Or looking towards the storm. But panel 2, the camera switches 180 degrees and is looking at the house from which Chloe was watching Corey. The window touches the roof. I know. You know what? I'm gonna leave it in there. I'm gonna leave it in there just to drive you crazy. I probably won't actually do that. I'm just. Don't give me special. I know. I saw it. I'm like. But I don't wanna. Critiques are important, I will say. We're part of several critique groups, and I am very grateful that we are. But yours are. Oh snap. Oh, see, I think it has to be a mix. Like, I think... Actually, I'd rather have... I don't know... 5 people tell me what works in my art and what doesn't work in my art. Because I think that's what the critique group ends up being. I mean, I know it's different doing art on stream, where you can potentially have a whole lot of voices. And you can kind of get that massive ensemble of opinion. But like, for a critique group, it's like that felt hard to say, a critique group, you know, it's a smaller group of people, but you really trust their voices. But I do think it's important, you know, they always say, like, when you critique, it's the critique sandwich, where you find something that's good that you really like, and then you say that, and then you say something to improve on, and then you know, finish with another thing that really works. Because it can be wearing if it's just like nonstop, like, this is wrong and this is wrong and this is wrong. I'm too old to think. That's true. I feel that way sometimes. But like, also, I know I'm really good at seeing things that I feel like really work, and like, I'm working on getting better, and I'll call out things if they're jarring, or if I'm like, okay, well, this doesn't quite make sense to me or work for me. But like, I like to focus on like calling out the stuff that I think really works, and I feel like in a lot of cases that's really helpful as well. Not just for morale, but also so you can find the things that work that you can further develop or even push a little bit more. Although I will say, I did have to eat my own art advice words a little bit. I saw, was that 2 weeks ago? That was like 2 weeks ago. I saw the poll results that were overwhelmingly the opposite of what I was like, yeah, I think you should do it this way. So sorry about that, Frank. Apparently my advice is not what the people want. That was eye-opening. You tried to literally everyone. And what's weird is I voted too. No, just kidding. All of them hated the texture in the lines. That's funny. I mean, I get it in a lot of ways. Like, I know I'm sitting here doing this comic with no texture in the lines. But I also know in like an intensive course that we did on an earlier piece, I did the whole thing with like smooth lines without texture, and like the instructor was like, actually you should do it with texture, you know. So it was, I was coming from a place of advice that I had actually gotten and incorporated in some of like the graphic novel work, and sort of embraced myself. But it is interesting to hear what, you know, the people actually looking at your work are saying. So for whatever it's worth. I thought that WTF was whole truth, Frank. What the glockenspiel? That works too. That's an eraser, Geoff. There we go. And you know what's funny, Frank, is I didn't actually even ask you, what do you prefer, what style do you prefer drawing? Because I think that's also very important in the discussion. Okay, I do see that the time is midnight. And that means I need to wrap up soon, but I thought for sure I would be getting into like colors on this. But I need to show myself a little patience, as you know, it has been a couple of weeks. And it's been a full day. We're getting there. He prefers food, I think. I'll miss how much nicer you treat me compared to Frank. Now, do you mean that I treat you nicer than Frank treats you, or I treat you nicer than I treat Frank? Because I could read that either way. Oh gosh. All right, so let's what are we gonna do here? Okay. At least this one is Christmassy themed. All right, so I think I'm gonna call it on drawing for tonight. It was good to. Guys, seriously, it's like total sibling vibes. Yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up. It's midnight. I am tired, and we actually have a bit of an early morning tomorrow. So. Okay. But before you go, I might actually. You said Rye was doing a charity event. Maybe. See if she's still going. Nope, she does not seem to still be going. Okay. All right, so. Okay, well, if she was still up, I was gonna try to give her a raid, but yeah, you know, kind of missed the ball on that one. That's okay, Daisy. Raid Unk, but you would explode with his stream. Oh no. Daisy got dropped. Yeah, that's probably not quite my audience with that description. Probably not. Oh gosh. Yeah. I'm wiped out. Okay. I will raid one of these days, but that day is not today because I am mentally exhausted and don't feel like looking up someone to raid. So, go away. Don't. Sputter, sput. How dare you? No. Yeah, thanks for hanging out, guys. It was really good seeing y'all and chatting. It's always good. I was happy to come back and stream tonight, so I'm really glad to see you guys. Yeah, that's it. So I'll be back. You know, major unexpected circumstances notwithstanding. Sorry, I'm just trying to load my stream ending thing, and I don't know where I put it. There it is. But yeah, I plan on being back next Thursday, 10 p.m. at my usual time. That's Eastern, of course. Yeah, I'll be on the Superhero Project stream on Facebook Live, I think between 6 and 9 Eastern time tomorrow night. So feel free to check that out if you want. Or if you're watching the VOD, it may have already happened, in which case, that's okay. I understand. Not a problem. Do old man voice. What do you mean, do old man voice? I don't do old man voice. You do old man voice. Was that good? Yeah, I think that's everything, guys. So, hey, thanks again, Daisy, Frank. I love having you guys here. I love chatting with you. So thank you. Have a great night. Have a great week. And I will see you all next time. Thanks. Bye.